All right, ladies and gents, I got a few more pieces to the puzzle here, which is the race car. I got the cover for the differential. Probably won't install that today, but maybe. I got some blocks instead of those pieces of wood that I got. I'll show you that in a little bit. I got the seat. You can see the part number. Got it on Amazon. I think it was like 80 bucks. And what I need to do is I need to figure out how long to make my steering shaft. So I got a piece of PVC to hook to that steering shaft. I also got some drill bits. But first, let's go ahead and slip that seat in and see how it fits. Get you a good angle here. See if we can get it to fit in, and then I'll get in. I got to get my seat in position before I can figure out the steering shaft. That's about centered on that, but you know, we want to be further away from the door, right? It looks like this is about center for what they had the seat belt attachment. Let's see how she feels. Geez, I'm way too tall, way high up here. So I'm gonna have to take this bar off. That's what I thought anyway. So I'll get you in here and show you what I'm talking about. Seat's too tall. My head's too close to the roof when I'm sitting in here. It'll be better for me if I'm lower, especially if there's a rollover, you know? And that floor is as low as it's gonna get without major modifications. But these brackets are also pretty low. I just bent it sitting on it. It's okay. We'll bend it straight when we install it. But you can see there's a bar right here, which we will just remove. There we go. Push the seat out of the way. This bar right here, she's welded on like crazy. Must have been a short king in here. You can see the seatbelt attachments are still there, which is nice. But we're going all the way to the floor. So I gotta cut that out. I think if I just cut it off right here, we should be good to go. So I'm gonna get the reciprocating saw on, the extension cord and all that, and then I'll get to cutting. Then we'll try the seat again. All right, I got my reciprocating saw. Let's go ahead and see how we can, you know, hurt ourselves using this. That's one down. Can I reach over this way and stabilize it enough? Yep. Got to get in there. Maybe it'll break. Maybe the weld. Nope. She's welded pretty good. This isn't how you're supposed to get in here, guys. Will it work this way? Alright. So there's that. Now we'll put the seat back in and see how much better my clearance is for my head. And I'm gonna be wearing a helmet. So, you know. Alright, trying to get a view where you could see the roof. There we go. Well, it's definitely lower. I might have to raise the bottom up a little bit to get me that lean back angle. I'm gonna take a little piece of wood in here with me. Maybe something a little smaller than that as well. Alright. This clay sample maybe. Alright, coming in. Yeah. Oh, let me get this other one. I shimmied that one. Use that one too. Yeah, we don't have much room. Okay, I can stand to lean it back though. My helmet's gonna be hitting on this. So definitely gotta move it over. There we go. Move it over, move it forward, and move it back. I'll put some stuff here in case my head's knocking on that. Alright, let's see. There we go. That's about the angle we want. Got room for my feet. We're not going to run a standard on this one. So, first gear, second gear, first gear, second gear. If we're in reverse, we did something wrong. Okay, that's about center. So now I can start to think about measuring. Feels like about trying to feel how much higher those brackets need to come in the front versus the back to about 1.5 inches or so. I know you can't see anything. Well, welcome to the club. I couldn't see it either. I was feeling it. Alright, that feels about right. So what I want to do is I want to measure how far it is to my steering coupler. So I'm going to get my piece of PVC pipe and run it through here. Probably put a zip tie on this, then cut it off. You know, you want the steering wheel where you can get a lot of leverage on it. You don't want it way out like that, straight arming it, because you can't turn it too good. So you kind of want it close. That's why everyone's got the quick release. You know. So about right there, I think, is what's going to feel good. With your arms almost at a 90. Let me try to get out without jostling the seat too much. It would be helpful if that wasn't broken, but this is what it is. Well, I hope I didn't lose any footage, but the GoPro, even though it's, you know, not the super hot out here right now, the GoPro is giving up. I won't buy another one. I got these pins at the Tractor Supply the other day. It's pretty good. Didn't get to record anyone parking terribly, but I'll get them next time. Get out of here. These grasshoppers. I bought some drill bits to finish my job on that steering box. We'll get to that in a bit. Okay. Get you another view. All right. I'm gonna try to shimmy this piece of PVC approximately where the steering would go. I think it goes through this way. I think they had a flange there or something. This brake line, it ain't hooked up to anything. So about like that. Seems right. So I'm gonna zip tie it into place, I think. See how poorly this experience is. All right, let's see if this works. Okay, that has to be kind of about right there. Rubbin's racing, right? Okay, so now we'll see how it looks on the inside. All right, you see the PVC pipe hanging out right there? We don't need this anymore. That's a little too close, but you get the idea. If I gotta bend this or cut it and weld it again, we can. So about right here. Right? Yes, you're right. Yeah. We'll have to get just the right parts here, but I'll probably do it. Cut about 5 inches off the end of this PVC pipe. So nothing left to do but to pull it out and measure it. Actually, it's kind of bowed up right here. We'll measure it on the ground. Bear with me. We'll get there. All right, let's see how long it is. Well, about 58 inches. Well, I don't think they make one that long. I'm gonna have to search, but that's what we need to know for that. 58 inches. So I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and order the steering coupler. That one's 30 spline, by the way. It's what it's called. It doesn't actually have 30 splines because it's got a flat spot on it. But I ordered that piece just to be sure before I bought some kind of fancy U-joint that was just going to waste a bunch of my money. Here I need to turn the bolts around and put nuts on them. So I'm gonna get that done real quick and then tighten it up, and then I can pull that pitman arm back off and start drilling and get it to fit flush, because that bolt doesn't go on nearly enough. And we'll get a castle nut later. Check this bad boy out. He doesn't really like me being there. You know, you gotta move along, dude. He's trying to scare me with his web. Get out of here. You're in the way. I hate to ruin your house, but you're not starving. You're a big boy. There. I need to get to these bolts right here on the frame. Sorry, man. So we gotta take this baby off, and then we're gonna flip the bolts around and put nuts on them. Can I get the nuts on right here? This one it looks like I can. I don't know how well that's gonna work. I think it's better to tighten the nuts from the other side. Put the head of the bolt through here. But it does appear that this is possible. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's gonna work. Let me just put a lock washer on it. The washers are too big. Maybe that's why I need the head of the bolt. We're just gonna let it bite in then. Hell with it. Okay, we can get a wrench on that. Was it 9/16 or 1/2 inch? Nine 9/16. My fave. The Spider still has a partial width left. Don't feel too bad for her. We gotta get our steering attached, bro. We can't have it flopping around like a noodle in a windstorm when we're trying to race around the cones at the autocross. That seems pretty good. She ain't even moving. We got to get the other nuts on there. That one's not even trying to go on. Might have to flip that one around because the head of this nut is so big and I don't have extra nuts. Okay. Well, we could do this diagonal one. See, that's where it strips out on those threads. Well, sometimes you start it by hand, it works better. Now you know I got rid of that spider. You'd have been all up in my face. That popping noise is not me stripping the nut out. It's just stripping those threads out that were already stripped out on that steering gearbox. What do you want me to do? Take it back? That ain't gonna happen. We're not going backwards here, we're going forwards only. Should have brought the impact. And not use this silly double-sided ratchet either. There we go. Okay, torque to spec. Don't ask. It's a secret. It's a racing secret. You don't get to know. Let me get this other one out. Put the nut on the other side. I don't know if it's gonna allow me to do this actually, because it's got threads and this bolt doesn't have threads the whole way. So in fact, I think I have to find another nut that's gonna work, or try to get this one started now that it's out a little ways. Nah, there's no way this one's gonna work with this kind of a built-in washer. I'm gonna find another nut. All right, coming in hot. Found one. That's gonna do it. It's gonna do it to it. And our steering gearbox will be at its semi-permanent home. Unless it breaks. Which I don't foresee happening. That one kind of locks the nut in place, so that's good. Yeah, buddy. Is it twisting? Let's see. Nope. I know. I should have brought the impact, but they don't pay me because I'm beautiful. And they don't pay me because I'm smart. They don't pay me. So here's our coupler. Now I could modify this and make something, but it'd be better if I could just buy it. You know what I mean? We're not trying to stress here. I just needed to make sure that I was getting the right one before I bought a more expensive coupler. Okay. So that's done. I'm gonna get this back off, get this baby off, and so I can take the drill bit back to it and get enough of this hole wallered out so it can fit properly, at least fit all the way down so I can get full engagement on the threads. And then I can get a castle nut and a cotter pin and call her done. You know what I mean? Get in and out of here 100 more times and we might have some progress. Okay. Let's get this nut off of here. Done. Let's get the big nut off here. It wasn't on there that tight. Okay. All right. There we go. So you see what I need to do is I need to make this big enough to fall down on here. That's what we got to do. Then we can go ahead and adjust that freaking steering. So I'm gonna get my bigger drill bits. We'll go to town. All right, as you can see, we had success. That has been modified. So let's attempt to put this baby back together. The steering was moved. Why was it moved? Don't ask questions. All right, about halfway, right? There we go. There we go. Put the big nut on her. I don't know if that's the right nut, but it's a nut. Okay. Put the little nut. We'll get a proper nut later, but for right now, that's gonna work. At least it won't be loose. So the steering box is completely bolted on tight. Now gonna have this attached properly, we assume. I might have to get some washers, you know, whatever. That's good for now. Let's go ahead and tighten this big boy on. Now we don't need to go too crazy because we got a foot of leverage here with the big crescent wrench. We almost have full engagement. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good. Now we can work on some alignment. These arms here look to be pretty much the same, but if you'll notice, this one is kind of wonky. So I'm going to adjust these turnbuckles in and out. This tire is pointing in, this tire is straight. So I'm going to adjust these turnbuckles a little bit and try to get it straight, and I'll bring you back and we'll see if that center link looks better too. Okay, you can see that one's pretty straight, right? This one over here is pretty straight. Never mind the fact that that one's lower down. You know, we are working with a freaking car that's got a suspension. You know, we can adjust this suspension, right? So we'll worry about that later. But right now, this is what we're looking at. As far as the turning goes, she's stiff. But I'm gonna push it one way and then back the other from outside the car, I guess. Let me know if you see anything screwy. Let me get you a good angle. Yeah, you can probably see everything from there. I got the car up on the jack. If it falls off, it ain't gonna hurt it. I ain't too worried. Okay. Turning the wheels. Going to the left. Okay. That's all the way to the left. Nothing's hitting. Is it? Nope. We got some angle on that one. Now let's go all the way to the right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna tighten it down and call that done. We'll move on to bigger fish. That looks pretty straight. Yeah, kind of straight. Okay. We might have a little bit of an alignment problem. That ain't gonna matter where we're headed. Okay. Well, the car actually fell off the jack stands while I was lowering it. You know, because it was trying to pull it forward, but the jack was half, you know, in the dirt, half on the asphalt, and then it rolled backwards a bit. But, you know, nobody was hurt, so it's all good. Didn't catch it on camera, but, you know, that's the way it goes. So, I'm going to have to get my other jack it up, pull this jack out, and we're going to call it a day. Anyways, we got the steering done. I'm sure that didn't actually hurt it. And yeah, we're gonna pick up our tools and call it done. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed you know, the steering components coming in, and you know, the seat's gonna be there. And we're gonna get a coupler that's right. This is just one I bought that was cheap off of Amazon, just to make sure that it was 30 spline is what they were calling it. Then we'll get a shaft and everything, probably from Day Motorsports. I've used them before. Anyways, we'll be back with more action from this one in the near future.